Hey guys, and welcome back to Omnifactory. On to episode number 28 now. This will be my third time of trying to record this. Long story short, the first two I thought I was recording and I wasn't. Got about 10 minutes in, that's fine. I was just going over the kind of what I've done off camera. So, off camera, I've upgraded our processing speed, so we're now working at LUV level, as you can see. So that's absolutely fine. Nothing really changed over there. We've got an extra alloy smelter, an extra extruder. So we've now got small pipes in there, and I'll explain that in a moment as well. An extra macerator and another wire mill, because we was running really short on kind of our space in there. A few different things here and there though. This is our semi-automated crafting recipe for things that go into the assembly line that have more than 9 items. We've got 2 spots open right now, so these 2 at the end aren't being used. But we've got these things in here, so wetware stuff, field generators, both LUV and UV, ZPM as well. They're all in there, and I essentially have to manually come over there and put them into the chest for now. That's absolutely fine. I've got no real qualms on that side. For now, at least, that's going to work, and it helps me kind of. The reason that I do this, and I might have explained it before, because it's similar to the system that we've got set up on the side there. It allows me to auto-craft things and at least get the right materials in order to auto-craft them. That's kind of the main focus on that side itself. It allows me to manage things a lot easier, even if I am just stood over here placing stuff in every now and again. But yeah, as you can see as well, we've got a few machinery upgraded, so our kind of processing's up to LUV. These are all up to LUV. It was this guy here that was stopping everything, so making not stopping everything, but slowing everything down, making the energy crystals takes so long. Now it's a lot quicker. Not everything's been upgraded. I've left a few things here and there. These can quite easily be upgraded, but I've got no real use for them at the moment. They're just there. So we'll let that settle by us and see if we need them. I've set this guy up as well. So this is a ZPM chemical reactor. Now, if we have a look at the recipe, it's not hard at all. We had all of the materials really. It's this guy here. So tier 7 circuits, we've got an autocraft. Iridium rotor is just, I think it's 5 iridium total, 5 or 6 iridium something. Yeah, not hard at all. Soldering alloy as per the normal rotors, electrical motors, some HSSE, neodymium, vanadium, gallium. Yeah, absolutely no problem on that side. Figured I'd do that because of the recipes that are in here, so the wetware circuit boards and the stem cells. More specifically for the stem cells, because they are a nightmare. At 25,000 EU per tick, so bearing in mind that is LUV level, just about, give or take, it takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes for one, and we were processing something like 40 dragon eggs at a time, so yeah, I'd rather not spend the best part of 2 hours waiting on stem cells and then to have to go into the actual circuit boards as well, which take forever in their own sense. So yeah, I figured I'd upgrade that side there. Because we very rarely use it, there's no batteries in the ZPM CEF, but that'll be fine. This guy over here is where all of our kind of machinery that we weren't able to upgrade have gone. So we've got our furnaces, which pattern wise we're almost already full. That shows you how much we were using in the furnace, or at least how much I've been able to automate now. I think I might have added about 10-11 recipes into this. The way these are all working, so they're all set to the same setting with round robin enabled. Essentially, it means that as soon as it goes into there, it'll spread out through the 4 furnaces, making it a lot quicker. Over here, we've got our chemical bath and polarizer, because there's no higher version There's no IV or anything higher than EV versions of these guys, so yeah, we're basically stuck at this level itself. We have our titanium production. That's fine. We don't need too much of that, so that can stay there. And we have an EV assembly machine, which is literally here to make hoppers. We finally got hoppers on automation, so yeah, that's that side. In terms of over here, nothing really changed, I guess. Did I do much under here? I know that I've been doing a few bits here and there. I don't think I've changed much. I did change this, so there's been a drastic change on our end blast furnace. That is 1 million EU per tick. If we jump around the back, so I made a UV energy input hatch and a UV CEF, which is directly going into there. There's no other input hatches being used. We've got conduiting kind of going all around just to get it up here. This is because of what we kind of did. So if we have a look at some of the plating, it's this guy here. So the quantum flux deuterium heavy plating, as it's known as, it takes essentially 250,000 EU per tick to be processed, which is above the level that we had. It's above ZPM level as well, so figured it was a good idea. You know what, it's not hard to make UV stuff. Let's or at least the energy input hatches. Input hatch, yeah, so it's an aqueduct alloy, which we've got on autocraft, and then it's just some more aqueduct alloy, polytetrafluoroethylene, which in itself is not, we don't have a lot of that, I'll be honest. We've basically used our reserves when it comes to it. We have 216 millibuckets left, so we are quite short on that side, but that's absolutely fine. And I think it was osmium, was it? UV machine. No, that's LUV. UV. I think it's osmium. Yeah, osmium plates. 8 osmium plates. Absolutely no problem. So yeah, that's all running perfect. I have done a few of the little bits down here. Yeah, so basically what this is here is a mass usage of our resources. I'll just put it that way. So if we have a look at diamonds, we have 150,000, which not a lot, I'll be honest, compared to what we've got through. So shulker, we only have 8,200 left. What I've been basically doing is this. So this is connected through conduit onto that. This will then export directly into the bank. Now, these are all, this is essentially a manual setup for when we need a lot of one type of resource from our deep mob learning matter, because I needed an absolute ton of diamonds to produce the diamond lattices and things like that. So essentially what I've done is set this thing up here. That will essentially export through to the back. So this is a setup. It will go through all the way and fill them all up. Yeah, so shulker wise, we've burnt through all of our resources. That will fill up that as well. Because shulkers, the only thing that I'm using them for now is diamonds, so if I'm honest, that can literally just stay in there. I don't use it for anything else because of what I've got set upstairs, which I want to do, show you in a second. These guys right here have got 1264k crafting storages each, so we're working at, I think it's about 760, something along those lines. We can essentially mass craft large things, which is definitely needed, and more, if I'm honest. And that will kind of come into it in a second. But these guys right here, so I've now got a zombie spawner, a bat spawner, a shulker spawner, and a witch spawner, which are being used basically for the crystals from Ender.io in the Soulbinder. So that's all being used on that side. I can just automate that because we need a few different things here and there. The final thing that I did off camera was this guy. So I set up the oil drilling rig. It's fully automated, which is why I did have the extra extruder in there, because you need these pipes. The pipes themselves are made from small steel pipes. You get 2 for 3 ingots of steel. Absolutely fine. And the pipes themselves, so have a look at the recipe. There's only a 1% chance that they're going to be used. You need 10 millibuckets of drilling fluids to get 1 bucket of oil for a bit of energy, basically. I really wish that I'd have actually set this up earlier, because it would have been a nice production of oil. And to be honest, it's not exactly expensive at all. You need some steel casings and some steel frames. That's pretty much it. Underneath wise, where have I ended up? Here. Yeah. Underneath wise, there's a few gearbox casings and these pipes again, which you've just seen the recipe for. And yeah, it's fully automated, and the way it's all automated is with a mixer and another mixer. So the way these guys work, and the cabling is absolutely horrid, but it's outside. I'm not fussed about that. I'm not sure if I showed the tree farm as well. I think I did show the tree farm last episode, that's fine. So we're exporting these pipes directly into the tiny item input, so there's only one slot. We have a tiny fluid output, which holds 10 buckets, and we have a tiny fluid input, again holding the drilling fluid. So we have drawers, which has redstone and our excess stone dust, because have a look at how much stone dust we hold. We've got 1.1 million stone dust. Yeah, we've got a lot. Mixer itself, oil, redstone equals lubricant. In here we have water plus lubricant, and stone dust equals drilling fluid. So remember, you get 1 bucket of oil for every 10 millibuckets of drilling fluid. So let me just, probably easiest to go this way. So yeah, drilling fluid, 10 to, basically you get 100 times more oil from it. So what you can get with redstone, talc, and I think soapstone, yep, you get 1-to-1 lubricant to oil to lubricant mix, and then this way you get essentially 20 millibuckets of oil gives you 5 buckets of drilling fluid. So yeah, that's an enormous change in itself. You're talking, I think it's 250 times more. So you're already getting 100 times more to start with, and then you're getting 250 times more. So it's essentially an infinite loop for the cost of a bit of steel and a bit of redstone and a bit of stone dust. So no problems on that side. We'll let that all run through. And that's why we've got kind of the fluids that we've got. We've got a lot of light fuel, heavy fuel, steam crack, sure. Naphtha we should be getting a decent amount of, although I think we might be using the naphtha. I think the naphtha's going straight into here, to be honest. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting all of those kind of fluids automated, and that's kind of what got me thinking. So considering how far that we are into the game, we've already got into the omnium crafting. We're heading towards a lot of the end game kind of creative level crafting, which is yeah, I'm quite impressed on that side. The first creative item that I want to get is the Molten Creative Portable Tank. And you only need one Heart of a Universe, I say only, to get 2 tanks worth. So essentially what that means is that you can make the first tank, get the fluid back out, then put it into the first tank that you made, and you've got infinite creative tanks. So we only actually in theory need to make one of these guys. We get from a tier 10 microverse, which we need neutronium, a few other bits, which this in itself looks scary, which is why I really love the kind of applied energistics side. So I have a Heart of the Universe set up as one of our auto crafting recipes. It will take its time, and I might have to click next a couple of times. At least I did off camera. But essentially what it'll do is allow you to see what resources are going to be used, a few other little bits as well. It allows you to schedule what you are going to be needing to use. Like I said, I probably need to click it a few times because I think the last time I looked it was about 3 million bytes. And it took 20-30 seconds for it to pull through. But
I'm not sure.
Alexa, be quiet. Okay, yeah, no idea why that picked up. But yeah, anyway, this will all pick up through, so we need a bit of awakened draconium. That's not a problem. Energy wise, we need, what is it? 1,000 million billion 24 billion RF, which we are holding, I think at the moment 2 trillion, so no problems there. These guys, so essentially this is where we will need to break it through, because you craft it down. This guy isn't hard. The hardest part on this is the neutronium solar panels, I'll be honest, on that side. They're relatively difficult, mainly off of the back of how many resources we get. Blocks of omnium we can make right now. We've made the omnium. It's just a case of we need a lot of stuff to create that. Is this going to load this time? Guarantee the one time that I need it to actually work, it's not going to. But essentially these are, I've mainly processed up here the hardest parts of what we need to get. So chaotic injectors, the actual tier 9 circuit, some chaos shards, neutronium solar panels, and the neutronium heavy plating. In my head, essentially I'm working it out as I want to try and get to this, because all of the stuff that we've been doing, we have a lot of liquids being processed. If I can get creative versions of those, what it essentially means is that I can get a lot of the base materials. We can then get omnium. You can get fluid omnium as well. So omnium, yeah, molten omnium. Neutronium again is another one. There's neutronium fluids. So here we go, coming through. Let's see how much it is this time then. Okay, I must have added a few more recipes, because that's saying 12.7 million bytes, and surprisingly we're missing iron bars. But yeah, this is the recipe for a Heart of the Universe, if you was wondering. 73 wyvern cores, nice. Some glowstone elevation units, Franken zombies, got those. They're being processed automatically in the in this setup over here that I've shown with the Ender IO stuff. A lot of the dusts, sure. Here we go. This is where it's getting a bit expensive. So I need to make another 140 life wetware support circuit boards. Galena ore, tritanium, sure, that's not too much of a problem because I made a little bit of tritanium off camera. Tier 9s, sure. Sorry, tier 7s, we need an extra one. We've got the flux titanium plating, draconic stem cells, almost a stack of tier 2 micro miners. We've got dragon layers, particle generators, reactor stabilizers, reactors. Another 200, basically 300 draconic cores. Yeah, imagine trying to kind of work this all out in your head. It would be a nightmare. Yeah, that's a lot of things to craft. All of the field generators and emitters, some more iridium alloys, wetware side. Yeah, so we'll get into that as well, that's for sure. As it gets to the bottom, it gets into some of the heavy stuff. So tier 8s microminers, which we will need more than 3. And I've actually already got all of the stuff crafted. It's just ready and waiting. But again, it comes to this bottom bit and it's like gravistars, neutronium, 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 neutronium. Essentially, we need a lot of neutronium. Now, the way that I'm going to be working towards neutronium, this first start into it is to get these. So, piles of neutronium. You also get a gravistar, which we've already seen we needed as well. So that's perfect. So you use these in a blast furnace with some xenon gas, which we've got plenty of. That shouldn't be a problem. 500,000 EU per tick, which we have a UV energy input. We can do this. That's not a problem. You use 9 for 1. So you're basically saying for every run of a tier 8 microminer, you will get what? 14, if I'm doing that right, 14 nuggets. Remember that, that's nuggets of neutronium. To make things like the chaotic fusion, which we will need 10 of, we need 40 ingots. To make these guys, we need some more. So there's a few different things that I'm going to be going down, and as I say, the start of it is definitely that tier 8 microminer, which if we jump over to this guy here, this should be a decent amount of tier 8s. So we've made 18 tier 8 microminers. Let's save that recipe and they'll all pull out. So I did a lot of crafting for that off camera. It did take its time, and I did a little bit of manual crafting as well here and there, obviously. But why are you not pulling out? I forgot to set the conduit on that one. Okay, that's fine. Have I done it on them all? Yes, I have. Extract, always active, always active. It wants to be on brown, right? No. Extract on brown. Extract on brown. And brown. Okay, that should be fine there. Perfect, so that's pulled them all out. 8. Perfect, there we go. So we've got our tier 8s. I've made 18, and I'm not sure if that will be enough, if I'm honest. I probably needed some more to get this done. There's a few different things that I will need to go into in itself, but that's a good start, and yeah, we'll get into that side anyway. So quest wise, what I did, that I think I did all last episode, but this one here, we did that one as well. So just for now, what I'm going to do is claim all of that, just so that I know that's clear, because that was something that I was meaning to do last episode and forgot. Anyway, what did that actually open in the quest book? Let's have a look. So tier 8 opens access to chaos shards, yeah, we know that, which opens reactor stabilizers and chaotic fusion injectors. So I think in theory this could actually be taking us down the road to get to where we want to, because chaotic fusion injectors, as I've already said, will be needed to get to our creative item. So I'm still thinking this is taking us down that road in itself. What I do want to do then is I do want to use, because I've got all of the recipes set up, I do want to use one of them to get our first chaos shard. Shouldn't have any problems with that, in theory. Okay, what are we missing? I'm not actually missing anything, it's just a case it's taking up too much, too many bytes. What's the cause on that then? Available, that's... I think it's this guy that's causing it. Chaos Guardian, let's make one of these. Yeah, so that's taking up basically 400,000. So we'll start that. This is basically how I've been doing it off camera as well. So obviously to produce 18 tier 8s, I wasn't able to physically request 18 tier 8s. It would take up way too many bytes. I've been partially doing the crafting, and then when it gets to a stage of being able to actually craft one of them, it's fine. So as you can see, 2.5 million bytes to produce all of that in itself, which obviously we can't do. So that's crafting in there. That should be over here, right? No. Ah, yeah, it's popping it all into there. So yeah, that's that side. The other ones that I want to get going are some of the wetware stuff. So third and final tier 7 circuit. That is the next one on our list. Let's get that one all up and running, because we definitely need some of these, because we need to get these to get the tier 9 circuit. So essentially what line I'm working down at the moment is this one here. So third and final tier 7, which leads into the second and final tier 8, which I'm assuming will then go to final tier 9, but we'll have to wait and see. That's producing that, some silicone rubber plating. But yeah, in terms of this, it's the reason that I brought this up now is because it had got to a stage in the pack where I needed to start focusing on something, because I was just progressing for the sake of progressing, or at least it was kind of stagnating. With this one, it allows me to focus and allows me to essentially get and stay on track with some other bits. So oh yeah, forget that needs fluid, tank. Should have got some spare in there. Pause that one. Growth medium. There we go. Leave like that for a sec. What are we looking like? Why aren't we crafting those? Where have I got that set up? Is that one down here? Silicone rubber. Do you not go in there? Ah, okay. Can be done in a compact, but not that one. Okay. Pull that recipe out then for now. I made a decent amount of silicone rubber as well, if we have a quick look. So yeah, we're up to just under 5,000 silicone rubber, for anybody that was wondering. Go. Get the 4 sheets. Thank you. That should mean I can jump over here. This one here. Grab all of that out there. And yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for all of the manual stuff. So that'll go into there, and that'll get auto-crafted without any problems, and that'll get chucked straight back into the AE system. So 7 should be able to go like that. Thank you. Third and final. Chuck that back in there. What we like on our chaos. Can we craft our first chaos shards now? Come on. That's the only problem with these unpackages. They use a lot of bytes when it comes to the actual kind of processing. As you can see, we physically can't actually craft the chaos shards just due to how many bytes it takes, which I'm not sure why that one's taking so much. Okay. That's just a normal recipe. That's an interesting one. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Anyway. What was it? It was 1.8. Some flux. Some of this stuff. Nope. Some of that stuff. Like that. And it was the chaos data model thing. Dilithium. Yeah. That should be fine, I think. Why are you all in there? Wait a second. What has happened here? Let me check this recipe. So 128 dilithium, one of those, and 256 dragon lair data. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. So why have we got excess dragon lair? Unless it only needs a stack and that's a glitch. Not completely sure. Anyway, that will create our first chaos shard. I know that I do need to make another one of those, so I just want to kind of see what happens here. Have I got enough resources to make another one? Yeah, so we'll start that. That is a little bit of a mystery. I'll be honest. I shouldn't be doing that. I'll just keep an eye on this for a quick second. Let's just see what we're like in the crafting stage. Yes, processing through quickly enough. There we go. So we've got 7 coming in, we've got the dilithium crystals. Go, keep going. Okay, there we go. Now we've got the dragon lair data's coming in. Let's see if it uses, see how many it uses. Because in theory, I think that only used a stack. Wait, is this still processing? Ah, that's why. Yeah, see, that's only using a stack. Chaos. Okay, that's a recipe I'll have to modify then. There we go. Let's, oops. Where are we? Oh, I ended up here. Let me into the actual processing bit. You know what? I'm going to force my way in. Yeah, that's only using a stack. So, bring that over here. That is now the right recipe. Not sure if that's a bug or what, but there's something not right there. Anyway, that's all fine. It's not going to impact anything, so we'll deal with that. That's absolutely fine. So, there we go. What did I just make? I made chaos shards. That should complete. Thank you. Yep, so that's taking us up to the neutronium solar panel. That's 100% correct. Reactor stabilizers, draconic reactor. There we go. There's the tier 9 coming in. So let's get the final tier 8 made. 8. Yep, we'll make that guy. Store those. Probably should be making some stuff out of these, I think. But yeah, this has been pretty much what a lot of the stuff that I've been doing similar to this off camera. I do need to make the silicone rubber. Gonna have to get the compactors set up into some auto crafting recipe soon. There's a few different things that are used in this, but I haven't actually got an autocraft just yet. Anyway, that's fine. But that's the other side of it as well. If I am able to get to the stage where I got the creative tanks, I won't actually need things like the compressors, because I can just use fluid extractors or fluid solidifiers, sorry. And just basically put all of the different molds in there. That's the basic plan. We'll see how that works. Anyway, let's jump back over here because there's probably some stuff waiting for us. There is. Go. Let's run through. Thank you. Guess that's crafting now. Which one are you in? Wait, are you directly in? You might actually be directly in there. Yeah, you are. Okay, so that should have made the 8. Take that one. Quest complete. So at this stage, we have made all barring the final circuit. So yeah, let's have a look. Wetware mainframe. The only tier 9. Have we got everything? I don't think we have. So to make this, we're missing a bit of titanium. That's not a problem. We are also missing... Oh, okay, that's fine. A little bit of titanium. I thought that this was needing neutronium. Clearly not. Titanium frames. Let's have a look. So titanium should have got a little bit. So it is 3 of those. We need 2 more through the lathe. That was probably a bad idea, just because of how long it is going to take. Check those in there. It's fine. Our frames can go, I think. Which one? Yeah, so I think our frames are actually being processed in this guy. Titanium. Yes, it's this guy. There we go. So if we go and grab a 9, we should now have everything. Beautiful. So yeah, tier 9s, they're used in the final UV assembly machine, but they're also used in these guys. So the universal navigators, which in turn are used in the tier 9 and the tier 10 microverse generators. So that's why they're kind of in that side. In terms of that itself, we'll be needing a minimum of 3 tier 9 circuits. But yeah, that's to work towards getting up to the heart of a universe, which in itself we will need to make one further machine afterwards, which is a ZPM fluid extractor, which in itself absolutely no problem. Tier 7 circuits and some ZPM pumps and pistons, no issues there whatsoever. Potentially, actually, I think we might need to get a little bit more of the polyfluoroethylene stuff. Not that one. If we're doing it in that guy, polytetrafluoroethylene. However, yeah, so we do need a little bit more. In fact, how much have I got? Yeah, we need a little bit more. So I'll produce a little bit of that off camera when it gets to that stage at least. Let's have a look over here. What are we waiting on? Those guys going into here. Stored one. Ah, right, it's crafting those, that's fine. Silicone rubber, let's go ahead and get that sorted. 2 stacks worth. And yeah, this is pretty much that. So my kind of goal over the next few episodes is to head to this, because what it'll allow me to do is, as soon as I get the creative tank, I can start automating, or more specifically mass automating a lot more stuff. At the moment, some of the liquids, more specifically the solidified versions off of the back of them, are what's causing some of the issues. But the fact that you can get omnium from it, so molten omnium can literally be solidified directly into the nuggets and blocks and things like that, so it allows us to get a lot of end game material as soon as we get into that itself. I think you can also get the neutronium itself, but omnium. Can we get molten infinity? No. So you can't get molten infinity. Thought you could. That's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of things that as soon as we get into that tank, the fact that we can get multiple of the tanks themselves and unlimited versions of them, that's where it's going to be absolutely key. We'll see what we can do on that. Come on. How far are we off? So crafting those, wet waste processors. That's all of that one. Go. Grab this back out. Go get the tier 6s. Still not using these as my primary source of tier 6s. I'm still using the other ones just because I think these are a little bit expensive at the moment, in my opinion. The other tier 6s are a little bit cheaper. But yes, that's running through fine. That should mean that I can come over here and grab some stuff out of here. It does. Does these stack? Yes, they do. Grab one more. There we go. So basically, if you're doing it this way, as long as you can get the items to stack, you can process multiple versions at the same time. So as you can see, these stack. I'm being able to stack some of these stuff up to the full potential. Once it gets any further after that, you need to be careful because you can end up messing up how the assembly line works. I've had it clog up a couple of times because it's trying to force multiple recipes in there. Something that doesn't happen if it's going directly into the chest itself. Go. Almost done. I think this is going to be the last one. Yep. Can throw these guys back in there. I basically use this input bus as a kind of guide as well. I'm producing a lot of these guys. How many are we making? Is this the crafting 9? Okay. Fair enough. Oh, that's... Don't mess it up, please. Keep an eye on it. Let's use the rest. Let's use them fine. Crafting 2. Crafting 6. That's still running. See, that's what I'm saying. It does need to be a little bit careful every now and again, but I don't think that's caused any issues. Should be 2 more being made, I think. Yep. So let's have a look at progression wise. So that's all running through fine. Scheduled the recipe package. That's fine as well. Tier 9 circuit. So yeah, as you can see, you do need to do this in that one. Some of the recipes I've tried making. So I think one prime example is the tier 10 for the microverse thing. Where is it? Neutronium. This guy here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It only actually uses 7 different items, so you can set it up in a normal recipe, which once I've made one of them, I will be. The first one, I'm going to auto-craft it this way, so I've actually used the unpackages. I think it does use a little bit more bytes than it should do, but shouldn't have any problems on that side. As I say, I'm kind of manually crafting a lot of this stuff at the moment, so we'll see how it all works. Really, at the moment, it's not turning into too much of a problem. Go. It should be the last one done. There we go. Crafting the final one of these. Beautiful. And which one has our... doesn't actually show our assembly. I don't know which one's going to come. What is this? The web mainframe. This guy here. There we go. And that should complete the tier 9. So I'll get that all up and ready. In terms of the tier 9 circuits themselves, they're not used in an awful lot, so they're used in the batteries, which that holds a madness. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that side. As well as the Fusion Reactor Mark III, sure. Crafted, battery chargers, assembly machines. It's mainly the universal navigators that we'll be using them for at the moment. But is that everything in? Why are you not 300,000 EU per tick? Do I not? I have enough power, right? What's the problem? Water, salt. Wait a minute. Do I have water in? No. Okay, that's fine. I was going to say, I thought that I had everything fine. I don't think that's going to be fine either, actually. LV inputs. Fluid inputs. We'll grab a water. Temporarily, let's just grab 6 of these. So I am going to make one of these and stick it under it. Go and craft that. There we go. This one's not got anything there. Fluid input hatch. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now that should be crafting our tier 9. It is. It's going to take its time, but that is the tier 9 circuit all done. And we've got it set to full, well, let's say full, we've got it set to semi-auto craft. It'll take the best part of 1.5 minutes. So yeah, we'll class that one as done. Where does that kind of take us then? So tier 9, first and only tier 9. Has it opened anything further up here? No. The next stages itself is going to be working into the neutronium itself. So with the neutronium, we need a decent amount. So you can get neutronium from tier 9 circuits, from tier 9 microminers in the form of the nuggets. And if I'm honest, you get 64 ingots worth for every tier 9 in comparison to 14 nuggets worth. So it's definitely worth upgrading to the tier 9 as soon as possible. So what do we actually need to make a tier 9? That's the kind of crux on this side. If we're able to get to the tier 9 stage, we can quickly move forward. We can get a lot of neutronium relatively easy, and I think we only, if I've done the math right, we need to make 2 tier 9 microminers to be able to get to the heart of a universe, and we'll see how we go from that side when this thing loads through. Yeah, that's one of the problems at the moment. The fact that things are taking so many bytes to kind of produce, it's getting a bit of a nightmare. Let's see how it comes through. Come on. And yeah, it's this neutronium itself. You can get that into the creative tank. Come on, what are we waiting for? My PC's probably going to blow up in a second. If the recording stops, you know why. It doesn't normally take this long. There we go. 6 million bytes. Beautiful. I wasn't expecting anything less. So we have the majority of the stuff on these. We need a little bit more titanium. Niobium, titanium, that's not a problem. This is just to make one as well, bear that in mind. Work through all of these, so to craft one of those, that's probably going to take a lot of the processing power as soon as that tier 9 comes through. So that's fine. But then we need these. So we need 6 ingots to make that. And we need what? We need to process 2 loads of neutronium frames. So that's 10 rods and 6 plates. So that's 5, 11. We need 17 ingots worth of neutronium before we can get to a tier 9. Okay. So, how many? 17. That's how many piles of neutronium we actually need. So, bearing in mind we get... what was it? It was 2 stacks worth. So if we divide 1377 divided by 128, it's actually 11 runs at tier 8. So we can get that all done now, or the majority of it done. So 8 we have plenty of. That should be the amount that we need to run through for the neutronium side. So what do we need to get neutronium? we need a lot of dilithium crystals. That's pretty much it. So let's have a look. So we need 11 stacks of the quantum flux. So we'll get, I don't know. We're going to use it, so might as well. Go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. That should be the quantum flux sorted. Okay, so that just leaves our wither data. So wither, I think I've got this on autograph, so that should be fine. It was 2 loads of these, was it? Yeah, so 128 times 11. So we need what? Just under 1500. Let's make 1500. That's easy enough. We'll get that processing through. And dilithium. So how much dilithium do we actually have? Quick answer, not a lot. I'm going to use what I can at the moment though. So dilithium crystals, I think it was 4 stacks per. Let's just double check who it is. Yeah, 4 stacks per each one. So how many can we make at the moment? 1, 2, so that's 1. Oh, oops. 1, 2, 3. Sure, let's make 3 sets of neutronium on camera, just so that you guys have, I guess, seen it. That's going to take forever. Let me cancel that. Let me grab some of this out. Quickly drop through. This is one of the reasons that this guy is set up. We're going to need plenty of this, and if I'm honest, we don't need a lot of other stuff from the wither data itself. That's all stuff that we don't realistically need at the moment. I'm going to let that go until it fills up all the way through. So essentially as soon as it starts backstacking in here, should be fine. I think we're almost there. Yep, perfect. So grab that out. And yeah, this is basically what I've been doing. So if I want anything on kind of mass craft from deep mob learning, come down here, set all of these up, and I think there's 21 or 22 of the deep mob learning fabricators down here, so we're producing a decent amount relatively quick. It'll at least allow me to show this side at least. So there we go, wither, perfect. So that should be definitely enough for one there. And you've already seen I've got more than enough stuff to process more than just this in itself as well. So in terms of dilithium, I'll probably go mining on the moon, get some more. Although I do have dilithium on autographed, the actual ore. You get it from the tier 1, so you get a stack per plus some galena ore, nickel ore. If I'm honest, I might just run that a few times. Let's get, like, can I make 700? Relatively easily, yes. Let's just do that. That'll get me a decent amount of dilithium ore, which I can then get processing through, so I'll do that off camera. There we go, that should be enough for that one. So it's just these guys. And yeah, that will produce the neutronium. Neutronium, more specifically the piles, so piles, neutronium. That's going to be run alongside some gravy stars, or gravity stars, whatever you want to say, quantum eyes and quantum stars. So it'll save a little bit of radon down the line as well. some xenon gas, which if we have a look on here, we should have got plenty of xenon gas. As I said, 1.7 thousand buckets of xenon gas. That's being produced in the I forget what they're called, the distillation, fluid distillation, whatever they're called, cryogenic air distillation towers, is it? Yeah, that's all being produced from the noble gases. So realistically, absolutely no problem. And yeah, neutronium, beautiful. We've got our first little bits of neutronium there. So I'm surprised that wasn't a quest, if I'm honest. Unless it's, let's have a look. 9 should be done. Yep, let's complete that quest. Okay. Genuinely thought that would have been one of the quests. Never mind. Anyway, tier 9 circuit. So you've now seen that we are now able to craft pretty much anything circuit wise. We've got all of that sorted. We've got it to a stage where it's auto crafting, or at least semi auto crafting, so that's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, neutronium will press all essentially popping that into the blast furnaces, chucking it straight in. So it's a bucket for 4 nuggets, so we'll move that round, but I am going to call that for the episode right there. I hope you did enjoy, and I hope you did enjoy the content itself. There we go, producing that through there. That's absolutely beautiful. I'll get a lot more of this processing done off camera. Head towards our fusion injectors, because this is probably going to be the next stage. I already have made the crystal matrixes, so we've got okay, I thought I did. I must have used them in something. No, I made those. I'm almost certain I made those. Are they in my bag? Ah, there we go. I knew that I made them. Oh. Yeah, so it's just the... in theory, you've seen me craft. In theory, for these guys themselves, I'm probably going to be actually heading towards the tier 9s, now that I think about it. Yeah, so off camera I'll craft a few tier 9 micro miners, send those up, get those sorted for a larger amount of neutronium. I'll get a lot of the off camera work done in preparation for the tier 10 as well. And yeah, if you did enjoy the episode, I hope you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for the remainder of the series. Have a Merry Christmas, and I shall see you guys later. Thanks, and goodbye.